Speaking of Donald Trump, folks, the Pope took a shot at this man today. Yes, the Pope. The Pope was making an address, I believe it was at the border of, close to the border of Mexico and the U.S. And he essentially said that anyone who wants to build a wall to keep people out is not a Christian. Of course, referring to Donald Trump. So he's saying, look, Donald Trump is not a Christian for wanting to build a wall. And listen, I'm not going to comment on anyone's religion. I'm not going to, psychoanalyze Donald Trump. Is he a Christian? I'm not going to do that. Okay, if he says he's a Christian, if he says he likes the Bible, I'll happily take him at his word. But what I do want to comment on is what the Pope was saying here. That is, he's basically saying that anyone who is an advocate for borders, borders like most other nations have across the globe, anyone who wants this is somehow not a committed Christian. And I want to bring this up. I want to comment on this. Because honestly, folks, I'm tired of people making liberalism the standard for the Christian faith. Have you noticed? I mean, this goes on and on and on. How many times have you heard, well, Jesus was a socialist? What the left does time and time again, and what the Pope did today, is they tap into this, what they perceive to be this kind of fairness quality of liberalism, where everything's fair and everything's equal. And then they take those things, like fairness and equality, and say, well, if you're a Christian, then you must believe in fairness and equality for all and all this liberal crap. If you're a Christian, then you must not believe in borders because taking people in is the right thing to do. That's what they do. And isn't it ironic, by the way, that these people, the left, not necessarily the Pope, but the left, more broadly, the left wing, they attack Christianity. They attack it nonstop. They don't speak about the awful beheadings that go on routinely in the Middle East of Christians by ISIS. They don't talk about any of that. They don't talk about Christians losing their religious rights, whether it be praying on campus or in another school, whether it be, a town having the 10 Commandments in front of their town hall, whatever it may be. The left, they don't address this persecution of Christians that we're seeing in our country and around the world. And often they attack the Christian religion as being, homophobic and whatever else they say. And yet, these are the same people who are giving us standards, who are saying, well, if you are Christian, you'd really believe in this. So they're defining Christianity for us while attacking it at the same time. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, who the hell are these people? Who the hell are these people? And who do they think they are? Again, I'm tired of people, the left, progressives, the Pope, Barack Obama, making liberalism the standard for the Christian faith. I'm sick and tired of it. Oh, you support building a wall and keeping people out? You're not a Christian. Oh, you don't support the expansion of Medicare and Medicaid? You don't support Obamacare? You're not a Christian. All you believe that people should have the right to bear arms and keep guns in the house? You're not a Christian. And it's never ending. It's never ending. The Pope also went on to rip our country, smear America, and smear capitalism. Let me read you some of this. This is from Breitbart. I have the wrong article. Here we go, folks. Sorry about that. Here we go. Breitbart.com. Article's titled, Pope Francis Rips Capitalism, American Immigration Policy at the Mexican Border. Written by Ben Shapiro. Pope Francis, apparently desperate to reach out to the Catholic Church's growing base in Latin America, spent the day slapping Americans in the face from across the U.S.-Mexico border. In Ciudad Juarez, one of the most violent cities in the Western Hemisphere, thanks to the drug cartels, the Pope walked up a ramp covered in flowers towards a cross erected in memory of migrants who have perished trying to reach the United States just a stone's throw away. Ben Shapiro goes on to write, funny, he never did that while visiting Cuba to pay tribute to those who died attempting to escape the communist hellhole. He reserved his spite for a nation with one of the most generous immigration policies on the planet. That's a fact. Look, the Pope can smear this country all he wants. He can smear these people who want border security. He can attack us for not having a sound immigration system. The fact of the matter is, like Shapiro just said, we have one of the most generous immigration systems the world has ever seen. And that's always been the case. The Pope blessed 3 more small crosses at which shoes of migrants who died were laid. We cannot deny the humanitarian crisis, Pope Francis intoned. Each step a journey laden with grave injustices. The enslaved, the imprisoned, and extorted. This is all going on at the Mexico-U.S. border. So many of these brothers and sisters of ours are the consequence of trafficking and human beings. Injustice is radicalized in the young. They are cannon fodder, persecuted and threatened when they try to flee the spiral of violence and the hell of drugs. Then there are the many women unjustly robbed of their lives. All right, we know things like this happen. Okay, and they're terrible, terrible things. But to attack our country and to attack our immigration system and to even connect the concepts in such a way is asinine. He concluded, let us together ask our God for the gift of conversation, the gift of tears. Let us ask him to give us open hearts, open to his call, heard in the suffering faces of countless men and women. No more death, no more exploitation. This came shortly after the Pope said that capitalism cut against God and that God would punish slave drivers of our days supposedly exploiting workers, adding, the flow of the capital cannot decide the flow of the people. Capitalism exploiting people. Gee, where have I heard that before? Karl Marx? Maybe? Folks, look it. I don't know what this guy's obsession is with attacking our country. But it's time someone said something. I realize he's a pope, and there's a certain amount of respect for whatever. This is getting ridiculous. I am sick and tired of people smearing my country. It's as simple as that. It really is. smearing our capitalist society, smearing our immigration system. Here's an idea for the Pope. Why don't you just stick to talking about God instead of complaining about how we do things here in this country? How about you do that? The fact of the matter, this is the greatest, most charitable nation on earth. The people of this country are the most giving individuals in the entire world. And Pope Francis stands there, he bashes us, he bashes our capitalist system, saying that it exploits people, saying that our immigration system is preposterous, saying that the idea of building a wall is not Christian. This is infuriating. We have a wonderful country. We have a generous country. We have a blessed country. And look, with all due respect, if the Pope doesn't like it, if the Pope doesn't like our country, the way we do things, he doesn't have to come here. Back in a minute. Don't go anywhere.